Are geniuses born or made? This question has long fascinated us. What can be said for sure is that brilliance of any kind is a rare occurrence, but it is even more rare for someone of a particular disposition to have any kind of genius at all. It's a well-known fact that human thought is capable of extraordinary leaps of logic, but what about the actual creation of novel ideas? Is it something that is innate, or are geniuses simply made through conscious effort? Albert Einstein, the genius. Are geniuses, like Albert Einstein, born or made? Let's get to know more first the life story of this genius. Albert Einstein is one of the most important scientists of all time. Most of us are familiar with his theories of relativity through the common use of the equation E equals mc superscript 2. But less well known is the fact that Einstein was not only an insufferable genius, but was also an extremely hard worker. He was willing to work long hours, often waking at 4 a.m. to catch up with the latest developments in his field of physics. He was also a prodigious reader, devouring everything he could get his hands on, including books on philosophy, literature, and others. Was Albert Einstein born a genius? Albert Einstein has been called the smartest man who ever lived. Some even go so far as to say he is the smartest human being who has ever lived. The truth is, it is hard to tell if he was smart from the beginning since most of his schooling occurred in Germany. During his time in school, however, he did show signs of brilliance, which most people attribute to his brilliance throughout his adult life. But there was a time where he became bad at math. Well, he hated the strict protocols followed by teachers and the rote learning that was demanded of students. It runs in the family. Einstein was born into a family with strong scientific interests, and he himself studied physics and mathematics at university. Well, Einstein's father was a salesman who gave his children a strict education in science, logic, and mathematics early on in life. Perhaps that explains his love for mathematics. He was able to combine his scientific experiences with his creative ideas, which led to his well-known special theories. We all know that Albert Einstein was a genius, but did he have to be? The answer is no. He wasn't born that way. There are people who are smart, but lack the skills needed to show their intelligence, while others are smart, but lack the determination to become geniuses. In Albert Einstein's case, he was simply an exceptional student who had to work hard for his success, but was not born a genius. In fact, Albert Einstein's genius was already established at the age of 20 when he published his first scientific paper. He was also well known for his short stories and his portraits. The giftedness. Geniuses are touted as being born with the innate ability, or that there is a genetic predisposition that sets people up to do amazing feats. This view is known as the nativist view, and is one of the most common and pervasive cognitive biases. Most of us don't know what it takes to be a genius. There is a lack of understanding of the necessary factors that are required to become one. A lot of people are under the impression that it is something that can be taken out of the box, yet there are many things that are required to become one. The intelligence paradox. Did you know that some people speak fluently before they can walk? Or that some people are born musical? Or that some people are born more socially adept than others? This is known as the intelligence paradox, and it is a topic of debate for many people. To find the answers to these questions, we have to look at our genes. Around a third of our intelligence is inherited, and around a third of our intelligence is a result of our environment. The remaining fraction is a mystery. Some scientists believe that there is a fourth type of intelligence, which is learned from our parents and environment. This is known as giftedness, and the number of people who are gifted is increasing rapidly. If there is any truth to the age-old idea that people with genius-level intellects are born with them, then what does that say about us? I mean, we all know that we can't just pick up a book and become a genius overnight, right? So, is there a different process in place for people who have a natural inclination towards intellectual achievement, and is it something we can do in order to become the brightest and the best? Geniuses are made. Albert Einstein was a genius. He was a genius with a capital G, and we all know that geniuses don't come out of nowhere. They're made, not born. Yes, you are born the same as every other human being. We all have the potential to be the next Einstein if we just put in the time and effort to prove it. This is why the question of whether or not geniuses are born or made is so important. It gets to the heart of the issue of how much hard work is required to reach a genius level. The truth is, it's a little of both. Most people believe that geniuses are given the gift of genius, but in reality, this is far from the truth. You see, in order for someone to become a genius, they must first create the right environment in which to flourish. Researchers have found that geniuses are not born but rather made. Conclusion: are geniuses born or made? This is a question that has been asked for many years, and we might have some answers. For some, it is clear, there is no such thing as an average person, and some people are born with a gift for something. Others are made to do things. But for others, it is clear that no one is born with an extraordinary gift for something, but it can be developed.